6:30.
Call to order the April 11th, 2023 Environmental Advisory Council meeting. We do a roll call. Dan Spark.
Here.
Drew Jermanowski.
Here.
Alan Johnson.
Here.
Cindy O's.
Here.
Laura Ray.
Here.
Jennifer Helton.
Here.
Caitlin O'Connor Sawyer.
Here.
McKay absent. Kathy Christmas Devlin.
Hello.
Present. Charles present. All right, stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, there's no executive session. Property updates, Carol, I didn't see them. No property updates.
Remind me, you had a spreadsheet, remind me,
I thought,
Yeah,
it was
last
a
month.
spreadsheet last month.
and it was supposed to come to us.
Yes. Oh, I'll send that out.
Thank you.
All right, so, tomorrow. All right, new business, we're going to fill an associate member vacancy, recommendation to council. We have a resume here.
How many people applied?
Janine Bond. How many people applied?
Just one.
Just one. All right. Well,
I thought she had a
So-
nice resume.
yeah.
So if it's appropriate to make a nomination or motion,
Sure.
I would make a motion that we recommend that Janine Bond be added to membership on the, this is associate membership, is that correct?
Yep.
This is associate member to the EAC. I think she has the appropriate background, skill set, and will bring a lot to our committee, and I think she has, based on this record, appropriate environmental ethics.
I'll second that.
All right, roll call. Ann Spurt,
Yes.
Drew Jermanowski,
Yes?
Alan Johnson,
Yes.
Laura Ray,
Yes.
Cindy O's,
Yes.
and Tom Carosi, yes. Now we have a recommend open space committee member. I'm going to recommend Sandy Yerger. Make a motion to that effect.
I'll second
Seconded. All right, call for,
Is there
does
any,
everybody have comment?
I do,
Yeah.
is there any opportunity, is it just one, can you recommend yourself?
You can recommend, the EAC can recommend whoever they want.
I would like to volunteer to be on the open space committee member, be an open space committee member, please.
Well, go ahead, does anybody else have any comments?
I think you're certainly well qualified.
Can you speak up a little bit? Can't hear
Sorry. I want to be on the open space committee, So I recommend myself. And
I
she's
heard you.
second.
you. I heard you.
Oh,
I could second it.
No, she didn't
there
second.
was,
She just-
first there was a recommendation of Sandy in the second of that will need to be voted on.
Is that the open space committee as it existed, or did council vote to reconstitute? I saw a motion to reconstitute.
That's right.
So the council reconstitute.
That's right, there's going to be a five-member open space committee with a member from the EAC, a member from planning, a member from Parks and Recreation.
And the
EAC can make a recommendation to council as to who they want to represent the EAC.
no, I understand, but I mean, this is, so the old open space committee is null and void?
There was a subcommittee, there was a subcommittee of the EAC.
There was.
Now it's becoming its own.
It's now.
Oh, I see, okay,
So the old one's null and void.
Yes,
correct.
Is it going to be outside of the EAC, another different
it's going to
group?
be a separate committee, independent committee.
Is the process going to be the same? I know there was a lot, like, it took me I used to be on the subcommittee, and it took me almost a year of going through and learning what we look at before I knew what I was doing looking at a property. So is it like, I guess is the evaluation, how we're gonna evaluate properties the same? And then how are we gonna carry over the knowledge base without like a turnover between the two?
Well, there's not two, there's
Well,
only one.
yeah, so
They're
without
gonna score
turning
properties.
over how it, without the subcommittee, I don't know,
I'm
just-
trying to explain it.
okay. I
It's
wasn't
gonna be
sure
an
if
open
I
space committee.
articulated
It's
that.
going to be independent, no, not a subcommittee.
Mhm.
It's going to score properties and make recommendations to council.
And it, like, with the same criteria, I
Yes.
guess, is what, okay.
Who's on it so far?
We're still getting the nominees, Parks and Recs needs to nominate someone, or recommend someone. EAC needs to recommend someone, planning needs to recommend someone.
That's three.
And the council will recommend others well, I should say, the township manager will recommend others to count, the two others to council. They're open seats.
Has it been posted, like, on the?
I thought he was gonna put something on the website, but I don't know if he did that. It's not gonna happen at this council meeting because planning didn't meet last month, and planning doesn't meet till after this council.
Park and Rec tabled it for,
Yeah. So it'll be set up probably then in May, part of the May council meeting. So if you want to make a we can vote on these recommendations.
So there's
I
two
certainly
open
think
seats
they drew.
besides,
Yeah,
there's two more open seats.
that's right. There's two more open seats. EAC is going to recommend one. Parks and Rec is going to recommend one. Planning is going to
That's
recommend
three.
one.
So
That's
there's
three.
Two
The
more.
township manager is going to recommend that when he gets in resumes, people can apply for that. It's going to be posted. I don't recommend those.
You were amazing in that role and certainly
Well,
well
then
qualified.
nominate yourself.
There's still a motion on the floor.
Yep. All right, so, well, let's do it because council's going to want a recommendation one way or the other. So I recommend the senior, seconded by Ann Spur. So we're going to do a roll call. All right, Ann Spur. Jude Germanowski.
No,
Alan Johnson.
Yes.
Laura Ray.
I'll say no, but
Cindy Oaks.
I'll say no.
Tom Burridge, yes. All right, that,
I'm just thinking, normally when you fill positions, you do all your nominations and then you make like one vote, knowing who all your nominated people are. Not
Well,
like one by one by one.
that's
no,
normally how.
again, it's a recommendation.
Oh,
You know, it's a recommendation. You want to,
okay.
now we'll do,
Well, do we,
Mr.
can I ask a
Fitchburg.
question?
Sure.
Do we normally operate these meetings following Robert's rules, which is the normal standard for committee meetings?
No.
No? Because normally for elections or things like that, you would nominate multiple people, you wouldn't go through the process of treating it like a motion, a normal motion, because what that does is has the unfortunate result of people having to vote no against individuals.
Yeah.
Right.
So some
Whereas-
feelings get hurt, I know.
Whereas
That's
if we
terrible.
had, if we nominated 5 people, then we had a discussion of those 5 people, and then voted for, then that allows any individual to vote for a person and not have to vote against
I
that
know,
person.
I know.
And that's a cleaner way of doing it.
Well, I thought we did go by Robert's rules of order.
I've never seen a
They
municipality have a
vary in the
committee
bylaws.
that doesn't go by Robert's rules.
And it's
That
by
would-
the
That would have been my
bylaws.
expectation.
So how do you want to conduct this?
I would say if we did it by Robert's rules, we would nominate people, and then there would be a vote where each individual would vote for one of those people, rather than going through person by person and having to say yea or nay, yea or nay. Then furthermore, we're voting, if we had 5 people, we would vote 5 times. Whereas if we nominated all of the nominees, and then each person would vote for one of those nominees, then we would vote once. And then we wouldn't be putting anybody through the unpleasant exercise of having the others vote. I'll say, Fred Smith, no, and then Fred's sitting there thinking, gosh, I just had to listen to 4 people vote no. I'd have felt better if I heard 5 people vote for, Michael Jones. So it reduces the process, it's what Robert's rules would be the process that would be followed. To do it that way, make the nominations and everybody vote for one of the nominated individuals. That's the way Robert rules would do it. And we experienced that ourselves recently, where people's feelings were hurt, voting stepwise, person by person. I right now was voting no against Andy, and I didn't feel good about that one bit.
Exactly.
Yeah, we've been holding elections in this country for about 250 years, where people vote for somebody and against.
No, you're
They
voting
don't-
for someone, we don't necessarily
We
vote
won't-
against them. You're voting for your best choice. And that's, again, Robert's Rules of Order, that's
All
the
right.
way meetings would be run.
We don't want to hurt any issues. Okay, so do you want to nominate, who do you want?
Who are the nominees?
I think you were nominated me.
I would like to nominate you. I think you are the most well qualified. I was thoroughly impressed with your skill set.
So now we have 3 nominees,
Yes.
right? We have Ms. McGovern, Mr. Germanosky, and Ms. Sandy York. All right, so you want to vote, or is there more nominees?
If you're gonna run, then I don't wanna run.
That's your choice.
That is, it's all good.
Draw.
It's a win-win.
Okay. All right, then should we vote for this recommendation? Ready to vote?
Can we, has Sandy said if she,
Yes.
okay, I just
She
wasn't
does.
sure.
She would accept.
And who else is
Okay.
missing this evening?
Sandy. Sandy,
There was
the
only
only
one
one.
person's missing?
Just Sandy.
Glenn Kay.
Glenn's, well, but he's an associate.
But not a voting.
Oh,
Not
I
voting.
didn't realize that.
There's only one voting member in this. and
I
that's-
didn't realize that.
I think he was a voting member one time, when he was sitting. All right. Any other comments?
So what, do we each get one vote now? Is that how this is gonna go?
Yeah, one vote.
One vote
Not heard anybody's.
of Drew or Sandy and just those two?
Did you withdraw?
That's correct. Drew and
That's-
Sandy, that's correct.
All right. Ann Spray. Drew.
I would vote for myself.
Okay. Al. Yes. Mr. Al Johnson.
I'll vote for Drew.
Okay. Laura Ray. Cindy Otis.
Drew.
I'm going to vote for C. All right, so we'll see how that goes. All right.
Right?
Developer items. What's that?
It'll be tied, correct?
There's 4 for Drew, 4 and 2 for Sandy.
And
Alan voted for Sandy first.
No, but he changed his vote.
Okay,
Yeah. He changed your vote, right, Alan?
Right.
I didn't notice that, I apologize.
We had 1 vote that hurt people's feelings. We had a second vote.
No, I
that
got that,
nobody's feelings hurt.
I got that. I didn't
And the
know if
result
Sandy
was
is,
the same.
I didn't know if Sandy was allowed to,
Right.
if she can participate, I didn't realize it had to be.
Well, she's not here. She couldn't.
I understand that,
Well,
but I
she
didn't.
still has 2 chances to get
No,
on.
no, I hear you. I just didn't know what happened
I don't
since
see
she's.
why they wouldn't let her on if something, if she asked.
I get it. I didn't know because she's
Yeah,
not
both
here,
people.
what happens to her.
That's fine.
I think you
Drew
could.
and Sandy on.
Either one of them could have gotten on.
Exactly, but
So Sandy will be on, but she won't be a representative of the EAC, she'll just be on
Drew is a recommendation to council.
there. Right.
Okay.
But this is, I know what you're saying, this is only recommendation, so.
That's right.
That's the word.
It's a word.
If there,
Recommendation.
you know, I was going to propose a more reasonable result, but not to be.
What would be the reason?
What's the reason?
We voted. We voted. You know, Sandy started the EAC and was the first person to donate her property. And she donated it, she didn't take money for it. And you know, she deserves the EAC recommendation. In my opinion, and that's fine, that's fine, you guys don't wanna do it, you don't wanna do it, that's
In my
fine.
opinion,
No,
as long as she's on there.
I think, I will go
Good.
say, I will say that Drew should be on it, and he is qualified. But it says something about this EAC, and how they treated Sandy.
Well, I would say this vote for the record represented how a majority of the EAC felt about the qualifications of the individuals and their performance on the previous open space subcommittee. I don't think it says anything about, my vote says nothing about what I think of Sandy and her previous contributions or any of that. That's part of the reason why Robert's Rules has a series of nominations. You choose one person. You're not besmirching, belittling, or degrading any of the other candidates. You're just choosing someone who might have a background and skill set that makes them better suited for the task. That's why I nominated, or why I accepted my nomination myself. That's why I voted for myself. I did not vote against Andy.
Neither did I, for the record.
So, yeah, so I just want the record to be clear on that.
All right, I think there was another way to go where there would have been, I think, a better chance for two members of the EAC, to be honest. But we voted. All right, updates on reports. Backyard composting workshop at Town Hall on June 3rd, 2023, 10 a.m.
Is that all set, Laura?
And the time is actually 11. I emailed that to Brad.
Yeah, I
The
emailed
other
you back.
guy said come at 10:30 to set up and then start at 11, a 1-hour workshop.
Do you need volunteers? I'll be glad to.
I don't remember seeing that in any of our emails. I don't know that there's really much to set up. I mean, I would plan to come and support
Is this
her
the,
in a way.
don't you need help to get him off the truck or
Well,
something?
maybe, but
I remember you saying something about, just,
I assume she's coming by herself. So she
Will
can
help.
get things off her truck, or maybe that's, when you finish the workshop, you just go to this van or whatever she has and take them on their own.
they're not very happy with that.
Yeah, I
You
know.
know,
Tom, can have we resolved that? I don't know. Tom, can I just raise a point about a previous conversation here, or action? If the assertion is that perhaps two individuals sort of held in high esteem by this committee or suitable to serve on the open space subcommittee as an objective, I don't see any reason why town council couldn't appoint Sandy as a member to the EAC, showing their respect for the work that she has done and for the fact that the township council knows that she donated her property to the open space without compensation. So I would hope that the township council would consider adding her to the
Well, I
open space
think-
subcommittee.
I can only speak for myself, and I don't speak for any other council member. I find it disrespectful to her that she was not the EAC recommendation, and she should be, and she's not, and that's fine. I'm not. I think it shows what this has. And I would say, I won't speak for other member of council, but in my opinion, what this has kind of dissolved into this particular committee. And that's fine. But, I think, again, the lack of awareness of, you want 2 people on this, okay? Then you have 2 out of 5. The lack of awareness of you're making a recommendation to council, to 5 members of council. You want that recommendation accepted, and you would like a second, not official recommendation, but a second thing strongly considered. The lack of awareness is incredible. And the disrespect to Sandy's.
With all due
Dissolving
respect, there is no lack of
dissolving the
awareness.
whole open space board was a lack of respect to the whole, everybody on that
And you
board.
started with
because they
just
were
one
doing
nominee.
a good
You just
job.
said it's Sandy Yeager, okay,
Yeah.
yes, no, you didn't even ask.
And I
And
don't
it
think-
hasn't been posted.
And I don't think anybody here is unaware of anything. I think we're very aware.
Okay.
I would hope that the council would recommend Sandy Yerger, as I said a few moments ago, that's in the record. And I don't think that the majority of, I don't hate to speak for them, but I feel pretty solid to say, I could speak for the majority of this committee and say, none of this represents any lack of respect or disrespect of Sandy Yerger. I feel confident in saying that. I apologize if I spoke on anybody's behalf and mischaracterized your feelings on
Well,
that.
entitled in my opinion as well.
You're
I do see it as
entitled to your opinion.
disrespectful.
You're entitled to your opinion.
I do see it as disrespectful. And when asked by other council members, I would give my, that same opinion.
Well,
All right,
I think
so-
also look at the notes.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a discussion.
They can look at whatever they want, they'll have, and then say look at whatever they want. All right, so where are we with this backyard compost? Is everything good? We're set for June 3rd?
I guess as soon as she's on vacation this week, I think.
She comes back today, she'll be in tomorrow. She's supposed to make the flyer and send it, and then I can put it out to all of our social
Yeah.
media.
And then all the registration can get done through the website that this organization has.
Now, what was the price on that? Because I was gonna see if
$7.
council would pay for that.
$70.
They were $70 for a individual, 75 for a household, although you still only get one bin as a household.
So it's just one bin.
Yeah, it is.
What's the maximum they can do?
They are very expensive.
They are very expensive.
Maximum what?
The maximum people that can attend the workshop, I mean, how many they bring?
Is either 20 or 25, I don't recall. Any email, Sandy? It's either 20 or 25.
I believe she said 25.
By Rainbow, is it
I
Rainbow?
don't think it has that name anymore, but yeah, it's the Earth machine.
Okay.
Yeah. It's 82 gallon. Look just like the Earth machine on hold.
So there would be a limit of 20 or 25, right?
Yes.
Okay. What, now if I make a recommendation to council, if we make a recommendation to council, I mean, I'll make it. But, let's say they don't want to do 70 for 25, let's say they do you know how it would work, Laura? Like, for example, could the township send a check for like half of it, right? And then when they get here, do they collect the money when they get here, or do they collect the money
I
prior?
think they're doing it when you register.
When you register, you pay.
So it'd be like online, so maybe we could do a reimbursement, tell people
We
that.
can do a reimbursement if they can't just, for our registration, do it lower. Now this would then have to be,
Yeah,
it would only be for Lower Saukey Township residents. I mean, the reimbursement part.
Right.
You know, whoever attends.
so in that way, it might be easier to do it as a reimbursement,
Reimbursement.
because that way,
Okay.
anybody could register, because they're not gonna be, you can't stop people from registering.
No, I don't want to stop.
Yeah, so, but then they can't screen, this is
Okay.
Lower Saukey or not, so.
Okay, so what-
Do it that way.
What I'll propose is that the township, reimburses a certain amount per Lower Saukey Township resident for the kit.
You might want to put on, up to 20.
Right, yeah, whatever, I'm hoping they'll do at least half, 35, if not more, I'm hoping like 50. You always gotta start asking,
Yeah.
I'll ask for 100%, and if they
Yeah.
knock me down, they'll knock me down. But I'll ask for all 70. We think it's 70, right?
Yeah, it is.
And as long as there's a limit of 20, 25, we have a cap there, we know how much of the potential is.
Yeah, that's the key.
And that'll be appealing to council members. It's not going to be unlimited. We'll see. But we're set on that date, right? Laura, that's locked
Yes.
in? then maybe we'll see if we put it on this agenda. I guess if not, I guess we could do May if it's a meeting person. I mean, I'll talk to Mark.
Okay.
We can talk to Mark. See. All right, is everybody okay with that? Any comments? All right, old and miscellaneous business. Electronic recycling spring event, April 22nd, 2023, shared with Upper Saucon Township.
The revised flyer is in there, everything is set.
Yeah, hold on, I have something. There's a. Preview of it's in the newsletter, right? I thought so.
Yes, information's in the newsletter.
So this is the draft newsletter, it's not final, so I'll just pass it around and I want it back. But you can see it's advertised on the electronic recycling, that's advertised in the newsletter.
That going out real soon? 'Cause
It's
It's
going
at the
out.
publishers. right
Yeah, it's
now.
at the publishers now, it's with the publishers
It's a
today.
process.
Yeah, it
Exactly,
goes
it's a
pretty quick.
process.
It should. It should hit the mailboxes by April 22nd.
It should.
It should. It's on the website, but it should.
Yeah, it's on the website. I have it advertised a couple times a week on our Facebook. It went out through Constant Contact and will go out again. So we're doing all we can.
And you know, just like the one we have, I mean, it doesn't take many cars to fill the truck. Pass around. Anybody have any comments on how it's being advertised or how it's being promoted? Just tell your neighbors and friends.
The amount of TVs that people throw on my property.
Yeah. That's right. That's what this is trying to prevent.
I know, 25, 45, and 55 though.
Yeah.
I don't know how to get around that.
I don't know. There was that guy in Allentown, I forget his name, but I took 2 TVs to him that were bigger than 55. Talking about that.
Yeah, it's like $100.
Yeah.
People won't do it.
Yeah, I know.
It's,
I don't know what to tell you.
it's the abysmal failure of the CBRA Act.
It
Horrible,
drives
it's
me
horrible
nuts.
from
They don't want to
right out of the
pay.
gate.
So they dump them.
I don't know if they still do it, but they used to allocate, the state or federal government, someone used to allocate so many funds to accept so many televisions. And they would accept them up till they hit that limit, say it was in the middle of March, then you had to pay. And when that, I think it was, I don't know if you're referring to the guy who ran Free Cycle. There was a guy that came here,
Yeah.
ran Free Cycle, and he was on 25th and Freemansburg in Eastwood for a while. And I could always tell, because I drive along the Lehigh River into work every day, I always could tell by the day, by the weekend, when they hit their limit, because then TVs would show up on the
especially on that
25th
road.
Street Bridge. You can see the people go
That's
right there, he'd say there's a
disaster.
fee, and then they'd go right down there and dump them.
Well, when we had the recycling event here, you know, the first things on the trucks were the TVs that our Public Works has picked up on the side of the road that had, you know, that they had back here, just waiting for the event. Because the township didn't want to pay to get them away. Yeah, it's just a draft.
He said that, he's flying off the highway.
It's just a draft, so you can see the events. All right. Are we ready to move on to educational ideas for residents in the school, rain gardens, rain barrels?
Litter pickup?
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up too after we got done.
Yeah, that's not agenda. That would be non-agenda, right?
We don't have a non-agenda.
Well, there's public comment on non-agenda.
Yeah, but we had,
Yeah,
under
can we
all
have a
the miscellaneous
non-agenda?
business, we should have
Yeah.
had the recycling or
All right, we'll make it D, we'll add it D.
Yeah, yeah.
What do you want, what do you want, trash pickup?
It's April 15th, right? And
Yes.
You're gonna,
Yep, so I'm picking up on this Friday at 3. I'm gonna pick up all the supplies, and then we're meeting
at what time?
at 9 on Saturday at
Yeah, I don't know. after.
You know, when you
Yeah,
drive,
right.
yeah, when you drive down Reading, like, so if you're driving by Giant, you're going
Mm.
north on 412
Mm.
or south.
Yeah, you're going past Giant.
Yeah, past Giant, out of Hellertown, and then you make a right on Reading Road there.
Oh, Reading?
Yeah. It's like right after, like, yeah.
Oh, is that Reading Road? I thought
Yeah.
that was Apple Church.
It's
Anyway.
before Apple Church.
But if you hit Apple
But
Church,
after
you'll
you
see
go,
it.
yeah, okay,
So you'll see it, if you get to
Reading
Apple's
Road,
Church, you
you went
missed
too
it by
far.
like 50 yards.
okay.
And then you turn on that road and you'll see me there with the
Okay.
minivan, and there's
Okay.
a little bridge that goes across, but I'll be
Wonderful, I will be there. And just a little FYI, I had my litter brigade, right, April 1st, right? 3 people, okay? We wanted to do Easton Road. We did 1/100th of Easton Road because we ran out of stuff. We had 24 bags in an hour and a half, and we didn't even get started. We didn't even get started. There was so much trash. So they want to have another litter brigade because they want to finish Easton Road. So I don't know, I have to decide because I'm the one that has to organize. But that was for PPA Beautiful. But that's how much trash we got. It was, I mean, it was nice that it worked, but it just,
From where to where on Easton Road?
we didn't, 2 started at the overpass and 2 started at the overpass. I was at the overpass by more towards Countryside Lane, more towards, you know what I mean? And I got to like, we got to like the first warehouse, and they got 14 bags underneath the underpass and never got past the underpass.
Well, I don't know if anybody's ever done that.
Yeah.
Anybody ever
They
been
had
Easton Road?
so, they just, and then of course the bags, and then PennDOT was upset because there were so many bags, but that's how much trash there was.
Because
Anyway,
there's a landfill, right?
yeah,
Because landfill takes it for free.
in April, and I had to register,
Yeah.
yes,
Sure.
yes.
So ours isn't that many.
No, no.
because
I'm just telling
we
you.
got
Sorry.
2 bags,
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
3,
Yeah.
if people
That's
are really
awesome.
littering.
So is the litter pickup managed by the EAC, or is that just part of the township?
It's a Adopt a Road program run through the township.
Because I was curious about if there are areas that aren't being picked up, if there was a discussion.
Well, like
on it.
Easton Road has an adopt a highway sign on it, but I don't know who that, like,
That's.
Who is it? Is it a person or a business?
It's a business, I think. And then same thing with, when you go up Lehigh, there's a different one, there's a road up there that's awful, and there's a family name on it, but who knows how old?
There's no, you can't really enforce.
You can't, yeah.
There's no,
Rain or shine, because before we canceled this when it rained.
Yes, and if it's looking great right now, if it starts looking bad, I'll reach out and email or call.
We did, it was pouring rain.
I think we moved it to, yeah.
We made it and stuff.
I think it's supposed to be beautiful.
We did it
I'm just gonna count on it.
So Paul says, you want it?
My brain is on Tuesday.
Because I said rain or shine.
educational ideas for residents, MS4, rain gardens, rain barrels.
So I talked to the Stockton Creek Watershed, they want to do the rain barrel, but it was too short notice. I mean, they're a small group, so if it's something we could pick up in February, fall, I think that's something they can definitely work on. Penn State Extension has a ton of educational materials, and so if there's things that we need to actually start developing, I think there's a great resource with them.
Regarding MS4, I thought several years ago, pre-COVID actually, so it's a while ago, we had created a one-page document that should be in the township archives that we included in the township newsletter. Is that true? Does anybody remember?
Yeah. It was
So
colorful red.
I would say that all the principles in that still pertain. They're written specifically to MS4. So we should have that in our archives that I would suggest we distribute that with the next newsletter, which is probably when in the fall. Yeah, but I think people forgot about that, and we're trying to educate people. It's been at least since pre-COVID. It's been a while. I think that's an easy way of doing something. I think that was a well-prepared document, And I think it's an easy way to get good information out to people.
All right, Carol, can we try and find that document and
I
then?
think this is
and then
from
we
your
can-
last packet though, you gave us a bunch of things.
We can review it and,
I had
The
some
last
stuff in
EAC
there.
packet from March.
all right, Jen, this is.
Yeah.
So apparently there's 15 rain barrels left over from last time in the basement of Suttersville Hall, so. I
Yeah.
don't know if you want to tell them that, you know, see if we can use them. I'm sure they'd like to get around to it.
No, we knew they were there,
Okay.
but we didn't think 15 would.
Yeah, I know, we need
Yeah.
more, but we started, there was 15.
Yeah.
That's limited too, right? They'll only do, what, 50 or something like that?
Yeah, I don't remember,
So
but
Carol, we
yeah,
had them in the
because you
March
have
meeting,
cut
yeah, those
plastic and
documents.
there's a lot of just, you know.
And there was a cost to them too, right? It was like 35 last time.
I don't know, I can
Right.
find out, yeah.
Find out, just so we can also maybe make a recommendation to council, either reimburse or pay for
Okay,
them.
yeah,
You know, the township pays.
yeah. We have a meeting next week, so we'll bring it up.
Yeah.
Oh, the watershed?
Get that, yeah, let's get the cost so we can
Okay.
see.
Okay, I'll take that on.
We'll do one thing at a time. We'll try and get the compost thing first. See if we'll reimburse that. Maybe we'll forget to reimburse this. All right. All right. Anything else on MS4 rain gardens or rain barrels? We're gonna get that document, Drew, and.
Yeah, we
I
have.
got- I have
it.
Yeah?
I have it.
All right.
I had it in the your last packet for March, so
Let's recommend it to Mark Hudson for the
Yeah.
fall music.
I'll give it
Is
to
that good?
Rachel for the
Yeah.
newsletter then.
And then I
He'll-
owe,
he'll-
I owe you some stuff for the fall newsletter too, for saying, keep saying this education kind of thing. I'm reading my own notes. When do you need that by?
The fall, probably by August.
Oh, okay.
We only do 3 a year, but I think this year I'm going to propose we do 4 for next year. See if we can use them. All right. Anything else there then? Review and approval of March 14th, 2023 minutes.
We ever follow up with the pay sales? I remember we were talking about,
It was mentioned, but did we
we
actually?
were talking about the Bowling Green, it was all about the education and the rain barrels, and we were talking about it and it sort of dropped.
I think it's when you want to do it.
Yeah, but I
You
also,
know,
you
she
know,
was tying it in, you know, to like the rain barrel, make it,
right?
but that
I
would have to
think-
occur late in the fall at this point.
And she
Yeah,
put
right
everybody
now,
on
we
the
would
nursery
do
or
the
something.
sale would be like it's now or soon. Well, or you could even bring it in June timeframe, but yeah. Well, I
But you have to
still
have
have
it
some
in
in
stock.
stock, yeah.
Do you remember who this nursery stock person was? That's my part.
I think they used to use, sometimes Edge of the Woods was one. I'm not sure if they're still around.
Where's that?
Yeah, they are. They're still around.
We thought it was one of the last thing we did. You know, maybe somehow tied together with the posting. It's all about education and getting information out there.
This isn't minutes, but it jumped in my head. It doesn't really make sense to do rain barrels in the fall, because you disconnect your rain barrels in the fall. So
But you
then
can
we
have
give
it
it-
made and be prepared for spring.
Okay.
Because you
You
were
were
always in
all
my head.
Well, then I was just like, I read through it, it was like, Caitlin says get your rain barrels because it's spring. And I was like, yeah, you should, it's spring. I was like, wait a minute, we're giving them to people in fall.
They can learn how to use it.
Does it make sense to
Somewhere-
just wait till
It's somewhere
spring?
for the mice to live.
Wait a year.
Right now, they're living in the basement inside the wall.
That's right, they need habitat too.
They're happy down there, I'm sure. Hopefully, you get rid
You're
of them.
gonna upset them.
Well, they'll go home with the residents. It's not gonna upset them, they might be treated
You
better.
might be happier.
That's right, they might be happy.
Has anybody heard a peep about the climate action plan in our town? How many people went, or did anybody hear anything? Did it work, not work?
I know they did a survey,
And?
that's all, so they were approaching it that way.
Pretty interesting.
All right, so we have comments on the minutes. Someone want to make a motion to approve them? Anybody want a second?
A second.
All right. Vote. Tom Carucci, yes. Cindy Otis? Yes. Laura Ray?
Yes.
Alan Johnson?
Yes.
Drew Jermowski?
Yes.
Ann Spur? Peter Grimes. Okay. They're approved. And, public comment on non-agenda items. I guess we don't have a microphone up there. I don't know what happened to it.
This one
But
you can reach.
anybody wants to comment, they can come to the podium and make a
I
comment.
have one.
Oh, you got one?
She has. Well, let's see if we have anybody first. Do you have a comment? Ann?
Not me.
Oh,
No stampede here.
Really?
We're not stampeding.
Come on, don't make me the only one that gets up and makes a damn comment at every meeting.
Can I have everybody's signature on this page so I can?
I forgot, I'm sorry. You can spank me when nobody's around.
But you want everybody to sign, whether
Yes.
they make a public comment or
Yes.
not, just to- All right, you gonna make a comment?
Why not?
Do you want a microphone or you are?
No, I don't need a microphone, I can speak up. This will be the second or third meeting I'm gonna ask the same question.
State your name.
My name is Mark Ozimek. Has anybody found out anything new about the landfill?
There's a hearing going on.
Yeah, I know that.
That's all.
No, I just thought maybe there was some scuttlebutt somewhere, you know, somebody was sitting on, but
And I'm curious, because the next hearing date overlaps the landfill committee meeting.
it does.
It does,
Did-
although
did-
they keep changing, so who knows, but,
Well,
We don't set the dates.
it's listed for the 19th and the 20th.
right, but I think the landfill committee is the 19th, if I remember right, so.
I'm not on there for.
Aren't the landfill committees
On the
usually on a
20th.
Thursday?
The landfill is on the 20th.
20th, okay, the 20th, so there's an overlap, so I just wondered if they would change the time. It's at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, so it would be right at the same time as the hearing in the same place, so.
About to ask them for.
That's not gonna-
FYI,
That's not gonna work.
well, I didn't think it would, but, you know,
I
just,
think the hearing's on the 19th.
they had 2 days in a row, last I saw.
I thought they were postponing I don't know this, but I thought I heard they were postponing
Postponing which one?
The hearings, I thought,
Well,
for
different,
April.
Temporary.
they've been moving
Okay.
dates around
Yeah.
depending on who
And
can
then
show up or
individuals
not
will
show
start
up.
in May.
Whatever.
Well, supposedly the set date is Wednesday, the 19th. As far as the 20th, to me, that was an extra thrown in there. I didn't know about that one, but I did see it. Social media anyway. I didn't check the township website. So, it's still there. Water still runs downhill. The mud still runs downhill. Still ends up on the road. Still stinks when it does. And they keep growing, they keep building. And honestly, I see no sign of it stopping. I went in to look for a job. And the gas companies are pouring millions into it. So does anybody have an idea if the dump were to close tomorrow, I said if, how long will the gases keep coming up out of the ground for them to collect? What's the name of that gas?
Methane.
There you go.
They call it landfill gas though,
I
because
made her
there's a
speak.
combination.
So, Laura,
Probably decades.
got
I've
any
done
idea?
gas
Does anybody have
expert,
any,
but
like,
decades,
you know,
I'll say.
what would happen with that?
I think the general expectation is that the methane gas and other gases that are produced from decomposition in landfills will continue for decades.
If it were to close tomorrow?
Yeah, I would say yes.
I would say yes too.
Well, I don't know if you've
You're
seen it.
they're supposed to clean that gas, you know, you can recycle that gas, and
Yeah.
use that gas as energy.
Well, that's what they're
They have,
building,
they have a plan.
RNG
So,
plant.
and many years.
Well, and then somebody will get some good out of it.
Is there a project that's going on to do that? To,
Oh, yeah.
use that gas and.
There's people there from Louisiana, there's people there from Minnesota, there's people there from Missouri, and there's other people that come from out of state that work on the project,
What are they?
and locals.
Are they just talking, or do they move any?
But there's
start
enough,
building anything?
buddy, there's enough steel up there to build a small city.
Oh, really? Where's it?
People thought that they were taking the tanks down. They're not taking the tanks down, they're not taking them apart. They're building.
Over where the oil tanks used to be on the side of the mountain.
Exactly.
And does that have to do with the landfill, or is that?
Yes.
Because I know that there was a.
The gas company is from Canada.
There was, some company bought that pipeline, and then they were gonna convert it to gas, and it was gonna be like, the pipeline was gonna be fixed up from down towards Philadelphia, because that's where they expected the most amount of, gas use to be.
Are you talking about when the Penny's pipeline and the other company was supposed to go through?
You know that there was an oil pipeline that was built through, that's why those tanks are on the side of the mountain. That
Okay.
oil pipeline was built when,
It's
when,
still there.
when, the PPL power plant was built. Oh, I forget the name.
Oh, down 611. The nuclear plant.
No, not that. I can't remember.
Martin Towers.
Martin's Creek.
Martin's Creek.
Yeah.
Martin's Creek Power Plant. When that was built, it was supposed to be oil fired to begin with. It was. And then that's when they built this pipeline through here.
Mhm.
And they built those tanks on the side of the mountain. I don't know exactly what they were there for, but that's when they were built. And then PPL realized that it wasn't such a good idea to try to burn oil on that power plant. So they switched over to natural gas. Then I think the pipeline was used for natural gas for a while. And then PPL got rid of it. some company down in Philadelphia, the last I heard, they bought Liberty something or other. And, they're gonna modify part of it for natural gas. And I don't know what they're gonna do with the upper part of it, because I was thinking, how's the power plant gonna get natural gas now? Because it's still running. So I'm wondering if all that construction that you're seeing actually has to do with modifications of the pipeline and not anything that has to do
I don't think so.
with the,
I don't think so. There is a pipeline that feeds Calpine. You talking about Calpine?
I'm talking about Martins Creek,
Oh,
used to be PP&L's power plant, now it's somebody else's.
I thought you were talking about over here.
Well, the people from Canada are TC Energy. And their people from Louisiana are up here inspecting and laying out pipe and doing the work.
Are they up there actually on,
They're behind the tanks. If you drive in the driveway, they're actually behind the tanks, running fresh pipeline down the hill.
they never tell us anything, they just go ahead and do this.
Yeah, I know they don't tell us anything, and the township couldn't tell me anything
It
either.
might
They
not
told
even
me to
be
go to the
garbage
Public
dump.
Utility
It might be
Commission.
these people I'm talking about.
Wouldn't they be required to file something if you're putting new gas
I
lines
put in a right to know for a permit request, and it's under the Public Utility Commission, so it doesn't get a township permit request.
in? But you
and as
think
far
you
as
would
that
get
goes,
an FYI kind of info like
The
that.
DEP didn't even know about it, what was going on. So when I talked to him, he's going up to be nosy.
Well, if it's a utility operation, I don't see why it should be involved with the garbage dump.
They're collecting methane. The building that you see on Apple Butter Road, when you go down, is a scrubber building where it's gonna scrub the dirty gas, because methane's filthy, dirty gas. They're gonna scrub that, take the clean, bottle it, can it, pipe it, whatever you do, and turn around and sell it to the public.
They burn the methane with the flame.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago, there was a presentation in here about a company that was gonna come in and they're gonna build a gas to electric facility. They made a presentation here, it's all in the
I think
record.
that's the company that's doing it.
Is that the company that's doing it?
I think so.
Did you get any additional information since that meeting? Does the township know anything that's going on since that original presentation here?
Yeah, I think they're doing exactly what they said they would do in the presentation.
They didn't say much when they were here, except they were gonna do it.
I don't know
Well, they're
anything
doing it.
about
There should be
gas
plans,
to electric.
There should be plans, there should be all kinds of stuff.
Well, that's part of the gas is going across the street, Apple Butter Road, to that power plant.
Well, I guess you don't actually know that. What I was gonna ask you is, are they actually gonna install, generators on the landfill property?
Oh, no, that was my concern. I went up to find out if they were building a compressor station, because I don't want to listen to that. Apparently, it's just a transfer station, but
Well,
it's
they
not.
have to compress the gas if they're gonna put it across the street.
Well,
Because that pipeline, from what I remember, the pipeline that comes up from GDI to the power plant is 600 PSI. So they're not gonna just run the gas in there, they're gonna have to build some kind of compressor to compress it.
I hope not.
They have to, otherwise they're never gonna sell to that power plant. I thought they were gonna build their own.
Get in your truck, get a welding helmet, throw it in, drive on in and have a conversation with them.
If the township isn't interested in it, I got other things to do.
I could be at home building my old Harley to go to the antique show with my buddies that keep bugging me, but you know what? I'm here instead because I give a shit about my township.
Well, you're here.
But anyway, there you go. I spoke, I said my piece. I hope
So
I
how do you-
pissed everybody off because that's my mission in life, and I hope you all enjoyed it.
No, I don't think you angered me, you kind of enlightened me. And I
Well,
think
that's my goal in
I
life,
think the
to
township
enlighten people.
should be
because
able to tell us
people
more
have-
about what's going on and not just say, oh, they're doing what they said they would do.
I'm telling you, there's enough steel up there to build a small city. stainless steel pipe, black pipe, I-beams, channel, square tubing, it's all up there.
The landfill committee, wouldn't they know something about that? I
They
would
probably
think.
do, I'm not on that.
You know, I'm asking.
Well, then we're all gonna have to come to the landfill
I
committee
was
meeting.
gonna ask,
Said,
I was gonna ask, is the landfill committee open to the
Yes.
public? like
Yes, it
everything
is.
else?
the meetings are open to the public.
Everything that the township does is open to the public. Every committee meeting
So I guess we're
that
going to
there
the
is.
landfill committee.
Huh?
I guess you and I are going to the landfill committee.
Well, good, then if the truck's still taken apart, you could be my next ride. Ginger was my taxi tonight, thank you, Ginger. And she got leftover spaghetti. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Something else, make a motion to adjourn, so Carol can get home, it's been a long day. I'll make that motion, in a second.
A second?
All right, all in favor?
The pipes that they're looking at, are they within the fence?
It's too far back.
And it says,
I couldn't see the other side back.
On Saturday?
it's in the afternoon. That's, yeah.
Was that fence bigger? Yes, I do.
It's on the other side.
Of the tanks.
So I don't know where. In a way, I had no chance.
Oh,
The first time.
Thanks, Ann, have a good night.
One guy there.
Oh, everyone.
Remember that? One guy was talking to you about.
But that,
I have cards.
that would well, now the sun's got it. The sun's got it, too. Those are
Did you bring my book? Come and talk to me.
Did you bring my book?
All right. Sit
that's-
down because it's been a long time. Because is this the book? I know that you are computer literate.
It's a big.
computer
It's a
illiterate.
big literate. Okay, listen to me. I'm sorry, I didn't get your loose paper. Okay, just give me a few minutes.
That's okay. Well, I need to have everybody's name who's
Study
present.
where you're,
I can write it.
not gone.
I'll write it.
All right, all right. The study, which had your book, which I remember that being a big book, like a notebook.
My wife my wife can watch this and be mad, it's still on, so watch what you say.
It's make big
That's what I
reports.
told
Yes,
the
and it's in
lawyers.
a binder.
Put those like plastic things in
Yes, like rings.
Pull open
The
the
rings, the rings. That's what I remember.
So don't walk in front of the
Thick,
thing.
and it's this
Sitting with you,
big.
I'm just stand over
All
here.
right, okay.
There you go.
That's how I remember it.
And then I got, oh
I
my God,
know
what a nightmare
it's
trying to
definitely
edit it. I
in
almost
our
got it because
studies.
YouTube don't.
Bruce had all his paperwork, all of it. Now,
There's a website,
Bruce
that's, you're
is
familiar
sitting
with.
right
the
above me
website,
now.
right?
And
Click
so
on the
Bruce
book
took major books
down
and
through there.
things out of there and brought it to his
Yeah,
house.
that's,
That's
Now,
that.
at this
Yeah.
point,
And then you hit your
so it's
menu.
between me and him, but I have searched
Absolutely.
And I
every
can't
file box,
I can't
every
open
cabinet
that.
on my phone. I've gone through all these files, and it's not
yeah,
with me.
that's part of the area, it's part of.
So I said, you have to have. So he handed me this. I know, he
When I
handed me
first
this.
talked to him,
I'm like,
that's
this
the
isn't
same
it.
guy about the
Now,
one
this
he
has
told me he
history.
didn't know anything
This
that they were
is-
doing
Oh,
up
I'm
there.
sure.
This has to
Bring it on. Just gives me more
That
motivated, that's all.
No, it's not.
Okay.
But listen, I want to help, if you let me know you're doing the little